Hi guys, welcome back to Fusing Bee. We are going to be making a bunch of fused glass fish this afternoon with little hooks in them that can then get turned into a hanging mobile. So it's a two-part thing. Today you're just going to be able to assemble a bunch of fish. You're going to glue them together and carefully pin them back into your box. Drop them off at the Goggle Works. Who would have thought class was going to happen this way? We'll fire them, we'll return the fish to you, and then you can assemble them any way you want to in your mobile. I'm going to demo two different ways to build these mobiles. One will be a little more basic with a larger amount of fish, and one will be a little more complicated with a smaller amount of fish. My goal for you is to just sort of have fun assembling a bunch of fish. If I want 7 fish in my finished mobile, I'm gonna make 9 or 10 fish, and that way I'll be able to have a little more discernment when I'm actually assembling the finished product. And also, I find with repetition comes a little bit of freedom. So you might, because you haven't done this in a while, you might be a little more hesitant and reserved making your first fish, and then by fish 10, you're just like, whatever, and you're throwing a bunch of colors on there, which I think helps in the creative process. This is going to be the basic concept for the fish. You guys are working at home. You're not going to have all the tools and materials and guidance that you might have in a one-on-one situation or in an in-classroom environment. So I'd like you to keep it simple. We're thinking triangles, we're thinking fun color combinations. It's just have fun making. That's the point of all of this. That being said, when I make my first fish, I'm gonna go over in detail about the scoring and breaking just so you get a bit of a refresher, because I know it's been a while. And then after that, I'm going to kind of fly through and make and assemble a bunch of fish. As I assemble them, I'm going to put them in the kiln shelf for the kiln. You guys at home, as you assemble them, just use a dot of Elmer's glue provided for you in your little to-go box to make sure that everything stays together in the transportation process. Don't use too much glue because it could interfere with how the work fires. And after I would recommend either building onto your flat piece of cardboard or, working, gluing, and then walk away for 2 or 3 hours. Let the glue set so when everything gets put into the travel box, you know that glue's hardened and your little fish are going to stay together for their swim across the city. So we're just going to do basic triangles. In your little to-go box, you're going to get sort of this potpourri of scrap glass, beads, hooks. It is going to be nonsensical, and I am going to kind of just give you creative freedom to assemble this in any way you want to. Our fish consists of 2 triangles overlapping, more or less. The body triangle and the tail triangle. As you do it, make them different sizes, make some a little more asymmetrical, some a little funkier. They're fish. They can be fun and colorful. If you want to get started, I always draw the line I'm trying to make. So I'll do a box, and then I'll cut it across diagonally, and here are 2 fish to begin with. Seems like a nice way to start. Hold your glass cutter perpendicular to your sheet glass. I'm going to put good downward pressure and run this for stopping just shy of the other side of the glass. And then I'm going to take my glass breakers. You have to use it with the screw facing up. So the screw is going to be on the same side of the glass the score mark is on. I'm going to get this tool as far onto the glass as I can, so it looks like my score marker is coming out of the center of the tool, and then squeeze, and that should, with relative ease, break your glass in 2. The body of my fish is always going to consist of a clear piece and a colored piece, and then I'm going to put my decoration on top of that. So I'll have 2 layers body, and 1 layer of glass for the tail, and then, you know, whatever kind of decorations I want. So at this point, I'm just going to start making, and you guys can kind of watch and maybe find inspiration here or there. If you get stuck or have any questions that this video doesn't answer, you're more than welcome to call, text, or email me, and I am happy to give you, you know, encouragement, guidance, opinions, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna have to make sure that my tail is overlapping with the body, and so I'm gonna tuck my tail in between the clear and the red. Likewise, because this is a mobile, these are all gonna have to hang. They're all gonna get copper hooks, and the hook is gonna get sandwiched between the clear and the red as well. So that's why I have 2 layers for the body, because the body is gonna be sandwiching all these components between it, and everything else can just be a single layer. And then before I forget, I'm just gonna glue as I go here.